Hey everyone, this is Derek, and this will be a really short little video just on functions of several variables and evaluating them. So a function of two variables is a function that is, for each input, there's still only one output. So it still does all our regular function stuff, has to pass a vertical line test. The inputs are ordered pairs, so now we're plugging in two things. We're plugging in traditionally an x and a y, and the outputs are going to be real numbers, and traditionally that's going to be z. The domain is still the inputs, the range is still the outputs. The function can be written as, I'll write that a little bit bigger, z equals f of x comma y. So there's our inputs, so this is going to be our domain and our range. Three-dimensional rectangular coordinate system, so what that is basically like if you're standing in a room and you look at a corner, the floor is the XY plane, so it's the XY plane that we've been graphing on all along. And it's just like it's kind of gotten moved around this way. And now the up and down one, that is, that's going to be Z. And so our vertical axis is Z, and then the kind of what would be the floor, that's the XY plane that we've been graphing in. And so now instead of having X comma Y, we'll have X comma Y comma Z, because we're going to plug in the X and the Y, get out the Z. So pretty much all this section is throwing stuff in a calculator. So for this one, we have find n of 10 comma 11 if n of xy is this thing right here. So we would just plug in the 10 and the 11 for the x and the y. And then throw all that in a calculator, and I think we go to 2 decimals, and so I got 4.81 when I did it. Okay, the effect E of a drug on a human patient is a function of both the amount X in milligrams of the drug administered and the amount of time in hours that has passed since the drug was administered. For a particular drug, the function that relates these quantities is this thing right here, rounded in 2 decimal places. Part A, find the effect that 100 milligrams of the drug has on a patient 3 hours after it's been administered. So basically what that is telling us to find is find the effect. X is milligrams, so that's the 100 milligrams, and then T, 3 hours. And now we're just evaluating this function at this point. So that's going to go 18.5 X, oops, not X, 100 to the 1.40, E to the negative 0.053. And then you'll just toss all that in a calculator. And when I did that, I got 10.46, 2 decimals, so 0.80. And then part B, and I think there's a part C in the homework, but it's basically the same thing as part B. So for part B, find the change in the effect of the drug on the patient if the dosage had been 90 milligrams rather than 100. So, and then they have this hint down here saying, hey, you're going to basically plug in 90 and then find the change in. So we want to change the milligrams, lower the dose while holding the time the same, and then see what that does to the function. And so then again, you would just kind of plug all this stuff in, which basically look like that. And then when I put all that in the calculator, I got, where is it, 8668.96. But then it's asking for the change in. So for that, I want to go, for kind of a change in, we always want to go final minus initial. So this is my final effect of the drug. This was my initial effect. So if I find the difference of those, that will give me the change in. And then subtracting, I got negative 1,377.84. And like I said, I think there's a part C, but it's pretty much the exact same thing as part B.